Test, test, test. Test, 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 test. Testing 1, 2. Test, 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 test. Test, test, test.
and your North Central College Cardinals. Introducing tonight's starting lineups. First for the Pioneers. Number 2, Amanda Gibble. Number 4, Katie Majewski. Number 5, Ariana Ritter. Number 7, Betty Koenig. Number 11, Amanda Furr. Number 12, Natasha Niles. Number 13, Shay Fulton. Number 17, Laura Hamilton. Number 19, Emily Gleasing. Number 25, Donna January. Number 28, Shelby Shube. And number 75, Alex Baker. Carroll is coached by Michael Hodge, and he is assisted by Madeline Berg. And now your starting lineups for your North Central College Cardinals. Number 2, Nikki Maris. Number 10, Anita Madeline. Number 19, Maddie Moss. Number 22, Emily Zadney. Number 28, Kat Schultz. Number 11, Christina Truber. Number 20, Jessica Deeching. Number 17, Madeline McHugh. Number 3, Nell Scranton. Number 7, Paige Nat Henry. Number 25, Rebecca Clausen. And number 14, Mink Richardson Clark. Your Cardinals are coached by Danielle Fiala. She's assisted by Claire Norfleet and Gabby Nyes. Faculty mentor is John Small. At this time, we ask you to please rise and face the flag at the south end of the field as we honor America and playing of the national anthem.
Report everything to start. Nobody's at the station. Hello, welcome to a windy Benedetti Worley Stadium today. 30 minutes up on the clock as we get set for some women's lacrosse. North Central taking on Carroll. The Cardinals enter 8-4. They're 1-0 in conference play. The Pioneers 2-11. They are winless in 2 attempts in the CCIW. And with that, our game is underway. Cardinals control the opening break. And here they come on the offensive side of the ball. And they have been scoring at will of late. Should be a fun contest to see what they can do against this Pioneers team. Hello, welcome to this NCTV 17 broadcast of Cardinal Lacrosse. I'm Kevin Jackman. Thanks for tuning in. Cardinals have had a nice little stretch of late, 4 consecutive wins, and that includes a 19-1 victory over Elmhurst in the first conference match of the season, as that one's taken away and controlled by Carroll, knocked towards midfield, and the ground ball is won decidedly by the Cardinals. North Central went out to California, and there they lost 3 straight games, but took on some really tough teams. And because of that, it really did not concern head coach Danielle Fiala. She knew her team was going to present a lot of difficulties for opponents this year, and as they've returned to the Midwest, they've done just that. In trips to Indiana and Michigan, 4 consecutive wins as a tryout in front of the net is missed. The pass attempt going towards Nikki Maris, but incomplete, and now a whistle stops play with 28:33 to go on the clock. Turnover, and the Cardinals get it. And here they come on the far side of the field. Talking to Danielle Fiala, she said, our offense is just kind of free-flowing this year. Just people trying to cut towards the middle just like that. And Nellie Scranton, a freshman from Palatine, the game's first goal. And just like that, the Cardinals are on the board. They'll check her stick, as is customary in the women's game. The stick checks out, and the Cardinals officially have a 1-0 lead over the Pioneers.
Goal by number 3, Nell Scranton, assisted by number 6.
Assist
26, Emily Zadney.
coming from Emily Zadney. So 2 minutes in, and the Cardinals already on the board. Should have some frequent scoring this afternoon. This Pioneer team has had some difficulties this year hanging in there. Cardinals have not. They have had games in which they've scored 20 twice against Beloit and Benedictine in the first 3 games of the season. And the only times they failed to score in double digits was the season opener, in which they still won 7-4 in that trip out to California. Racing behind the net is Emily Zadney. Almost an identical play to what happened just a moment ago, as she gets poked and hit, I believe, in the head. And she'll get a free shot from just outside the blue painted area. The official tries to sort this out. Zadney simply waiting. It's a very windy afternoon here in Naperville. Gorgeous day, 80 degrees, but a fierce wind is cutting right across the stadium, going from the far side of the field directly up into the press box where we are. That is Minx Richards Clark, a freshman from Hoffman Estates who has already made her impact on this team. Ball controlled at the top. That's Nikki Maris trying to make a move and get inside. She wheels around and cradles off to Zadney. And Zadney will simply vacate the area and reset. Out in front, and it's rejected. And the ground ball still being fought for on the side of the net. Goalkeeper for the Pioneers is Shelby Schub, a sophomore from Wisconsin, a 5'1" grad of Sun Prairie. Here come the Pioneers on their first, and that's a short-lived offensive possession. However, it was last touched by the Cardinals. Yes, it was. So the Pios will continue on. They attempt to attack Kat Schultz for the first time today. They will not have a chance here, as Richards Clerk is battling for the ball, just continuing to scoop it and progress it forward upfield. There's a whole bunch of Pioneers right in that scrum, and finally they come away with it, and it's Ariana Ritter. She gets it knocked away. Zadney right there, and the ground ball won by the Cardinals. And here comes North Central, controlled by Jessica Deitchin, another freshman, this time homegrown, a Naperville North product. She has it behind the net. A couple of spin moves, now makes her move. Little footer in front of the net, and it is knocked out of the stick. And instead, it's picked up by Nellie Scranton. Pass to the middle, and it's just off the left post, but the second attempt is good. Scranton with the putback. It was initially a pass that scored it through and then banked off the left post. But upon the second effort, Scranton picks up her second goal of this early game.
Goal by number 3, Nell Scranton.
So 2-0. Good sign for the Cardinals. Been tough in the early season. A lack of numbers has oftentimes left them with a short, if not non-existent bench. They have some substitutes to play around with today, but injuries and some sickness and usual things that afflict the team over the course of the year, those have struck, and sometimes the Cardinals are left with the players they have on the field. Deitchin over, and it's controlled on the far side. Moved to the middle by Madison Moss is quickly rejected. As she makes a post-up move, essentially equivalent to a basketball play. Pass intended for Scranton, and it's picked off. Cardinals living inside the Carroll side of the field so far in this one. Pass to the middle, and it's deflected and shot away. Nice little swipe and a steal for Deitchin. As she finds a crease, goes across, and a whistle blows before she misses the shot. And I believe they're calling this against Carroll. And there's another goal. Cardinals come out of the gate firing. And a timeout taken. And that was Jessica Deitchin on the goal. Timeout taken for Carroll. We'll take one too. We'll be back on NCTV 17. Welcome back on NCTV 17. The Cardinals a quick 3-0 advantage. It's a pair of freshmen with all 3 goals for NCC. Nellie Scranton with 2, and now Jessica Deachin getting on the scoreboard. And she has her first of the afternoon. Thanks for joining us on this lovely afternoon, albeit a windy one. You will occasionally hear some gusts of wind in our microphones outside the booth. And of course, my cameraman and producer, Chris Picciolo's braving the fierce winds out there as well. Whistle stops play. 23:39 to go in the first half of this one. The Cardinals on top 3-0. Kat Schultz has yet to be challenged once this afternoon. Not a single shot on goal. In fact, this is essentially the first time the Pioneers have really had anything inside the Cardinal half. And now they're going to try and threaten for a second time. As they set something up, the Cardinal defense fans out to cover their assignments. Slung to the near side, and it's Amanda Furr up to the top. Amanda Gibble. Katie Majewski over, and they're going simply around the horn. Behind the net, and a move made. Cradling, kicking out. And a whistle on the play, and it'll give the Pios a chance from just 10 feet away. Make that 10 yards away. Big difference. With the ball right now is Ariana Ritter. Waits for the whistle, and here it comes. Puts it up and past Kat Schultz, bottom left corner. Well placed, and it gets the Pioneers on the board. It's 3-1.
Goal by number 5, Ariana Ritter.
So Ritter, a sophomore from Sun Prairie. Gets Carroll on the board, and it's 3-1. Carroll last year in the CCIW did not fare much better than they are faring this year. They were 1-5. Overall record 4-13 under Michael Hodge, who's in his 3rd season as the head coach. However, improvement last year after going winless in the first 2 seasons of the program. All 4 wins coming in last year's campaign. And it's going to belong to the Cardinals on the far sideline. Cardinals and Pioneers have met twice in the past, and with the North Central team being as good as it has been in recent years, it's no surprise that they have won both meetings. A 22-2 win in which Maddie Moss and Casey Whaling both had 2 goals. Scranton still hovering around the net. She has 2 as they try to enter it in. And Maddie Moss had a crevice, and it was just off to the right. That was a quick blitz on the part of the Cardinals, who will wait and watch as the goalkeeper, Shub, has to play it behind the net. She simply lofts it out in front, taken away. Maris puts it past her. Nikki Maris with the quick steal and score. The senior from Tennessee.
Goal by number 2, Nikki Maris.
She strikes with 21-27 up on the board in the first half. Tons of action this weekend. Softball plays today against the University of Chicago. Baseball also taking on Carroll, except they're up in Waukesha. That game got underway about 15 minutes ago, and how about that baseball team? They struggled in the early part of the season and have since surged. Out in front, Maddie Moss. Another quick goal. This time the senior, her first of the afternoon, and it's 5-1. That baseball team, they took on Augustana, who is perennially one of the top teams in the CCIW, and didn't just beat them once, not just twice, but they swept the Vikings, and in doing so, in the final game at Zimmerman Stadium, they came from behind, down 3-1 to tie it up at 3, came down 5-3 and tied that up again in the 8th on a Nick Sotiros 2-run shot, and then went all the way to the 11th where Sing Fong, the senior, leading off the bottom half of that inning, sent a liner over the wall in left field. And with that, the Cardinals walked off on the Vikings, their first season sweep against them in 6 seasons. Boy, that team can hit. Boy, this Lacrosse team can score. They're already up 5-1, and there's only 9.5 minutes off the clock. The only blemish right now is that essentially free shot against Kat Schultz that happened to squeeze by the inside left post. At the top and controlling is Donna January. Near side, Amanda Gibble. Richard Clark is shadowing her. Over to Katie Majewski. And she has to back away. Good defense there on the part of the Cardinals. Pass is errant and making its way towards the sideline as Carroll tries to recover. Now a one-on-one into the zone, and the shot wide, and Carroll will recover that ball. A couple of grad students on this Pioneers team, Hannah Morrow and Donna January. Out in front, and a whistle stops play, and I believe there was an infraction on the Cardinals. So the Pioneers get the ball off the restart, and a nice move, and the ball still kept outside the net. Nice job by Kat Schultz on denying the entry. Under 19 to play, first half. Carroll with its longest possession in Cardinal territory, and that will end in a hurry, and a whistle. And I'm not sure exactly what was just called, but Carroll will have the ball. Cardinals with good defense so far. They've stayed in front of their man a few times as January gets it poked away, and another whistle. This time it's called on Emily Zadney, who looks a little exasperated. She has to exit the zone. So January, 10 yards away. As Schultz able to scoop away the shot and save it from keeping it from hitting the twine. And a whistle on Carroll, and play will resume once more. Long pass towards the middle, connects with Christina Truver. Nice job by Rebecca Clausen, a Mattia Valley grad. Here comes Scranton, nice pass ahead, but it is just off the mark. and Carroll will have possession. Not sure that Cassie Whaling was able to see that ball. Some might have interfered with her vision. That ball lofted ahead, and Carroll back with it. 17:20 to play. Taken away by NCC. Nice catch there. Emily Zadney racing in. It's a 3-on-4. Cardinals with a disadvantage. Nice move towards the middle. And a whistle outside, and Zadney will have a restart, I believe, around the 10-yard line on the football field. And she will. She blisters in and dumps it off, but it is deflected away. NCC picks it up. Nice job by Christina Truver there. Gets it to Zadney, and the pass is errant. North Central has mixed up pushing the pace and then slowing it down and kind of surveying the field. An interesting combination so far for NCC. It is a 5-1 lead for the home team. Cardinals leading the Pioneers. And it's a 6-1 lead now. I believe that was Truver on the goal as she hit the deck as she released that shot. And the stick approved. And you can chalk it up to a 6-1 lead for NCC.
Goal by number 11, Christina Truver. Assisted by number 19, Maddie Moss.
Maddie Moss on the assist, and the Cardinals are really rolling now, if they weren't already. Assists so far today, 2 for Emily Zadney, 1 for Moss. Goals for Maris, 2 for Scranton. 1 for Moss, 1 for Deachin. And now 1 for Truver. Only goals scored for Carroll is for Ritter, who also happens to be leading that team in goals this season with 22. Cardinals this season have been led by Maddie Moss, 35 goals, Whaling 27, Zadney 23, Truver 17, Scranton 10. Nice to see a wide variety of people scoring for NCC. And the women's lacrosse team came on the Cardinal Report this past week, and that's exactly what Maddie Moss said. She said this year in particular, which is different than years past, is we have such a diverse offense. We can spread it around and allow different people to have opportunities around the net. And as you can see from the distribution of goals this season, the Cardinals don't have just one playmaker or 2 or 3. They have a bevy of them. Out in front, Moss whiffs on the shot attempt and bangs into the goalie, Schub, and that will draw the whistle from the official. Cardinals come away with it on the far side. That is Anicia Mattingly to the near side. And Emily Zadney working around. Make that Deachin. Swings it over, and that's Whaling behind the net. Little stutter step, trying to clear some space. Too much congestion out in front of the net. Under 15 to play, first half. North Central has outscored opponents this year by 32 goals. Most of that damage in the second half. They've outscored them by 19 alone after the break. Little lull here for North Central. And that'll end quickly as the goal put up and in by Whaling, her 28th of the season, to make it a 7-1 lead. Make that 7 goals scored by 6 different Cardinals on the afternoon. And another timeout will be taken.
Goal by number 12, 12, Cassie Whaley. Assisted by number 22, Emily Zed.
So Cassie Whaley makes it a 7-1 score. 14 minutes left in the first half. A timeout taken, and we'll be back on NCTV 17.
Timeout, Carroll.
Welcome back to NCTV 17. It's a 7-1 lead for the Cardinals. They have scored early and often. Cardinals will have possession after an infraction on the opening toss, and here we go. Nikki Maris cradling in. Out in front, trying to find a little wiggle room, and a nice move there for Deachin. Nice crease inside, and it's deflected away by Shub and controlled by the Cardinals. Cardinals have had possession. I would probably venture to guess 85, 90% of the time in this game. Needless to say, a large majority. Finding a little bit of room, but Deachin draws contact and a whistle as well. And that finds the back of the twine. Deachin. She nets a goal. That is her second of the afternoon.
Goal by number 20, Jessica Deachin.
Cardinals are absolutely scoring at will right now. They're being patient. They're finding good open areas. And then converting when the opportunities present themselves. Mentioned earlier that the Cardinals are operating with a fairly small bench, at times no bench at all, and that appears to be the case for Carroll today, who, looking across the field, does not have a single Pioneer dressed. Which I think that might be a little bit easier to cope with on a cooler day when you don't have the heat to contend with, as Nikki Maris streaks in and scores. But on a warm day like this, 80 degrees, you're not quite used to this weather. Well, you might have a tough time catching your breath and trying to keep up with a team that does have a chance to substitute and to rotate players. As North Central goes up by 8. 9-1 the mark, 12:09 to play first half. Cardinals once again pressing and just out in front of the net and unable to convert. To bring that in is Maris. She had to leap and try and catch it all in one motion, and that is not an easy thing to do with the shallow pockets that the women have. The men have much deeper pockets. They don't have to worry so much about cradling and kind of softening the passes as much as the women do. Coming around the bend, and whistle will stop play, allow the Cardinals to reset. That's Truver who made the move. A nice one of that. As she breaks towards the net and goes up and under, and it's saved by Shub. Got enough of a piece of it. Turnover. Richards Clerk misses wide, and the Cardinals will have possession. She must have knocked that and jarred it out of the net of Shub. It's the only explanation how that ball would have deflected or at least gone only just a few feet. Whipped outside. Truver at the point. Cardinals trying to create some screens and allow for some space. Ball still being knocked around, and it's anybody's guess as to who's going to come up with this one. And it's the Cardinals, but a whistle, and it's going to go against NCC. Oops. That pass goes over the head of Shub, and she has to go collect it. Here's the wind. It's whipping around pretty hard. Playing tricks with the roof here at Benedetti Worley Stadium. Gorgeous day, though. Just as Weezer would say, feels like summer. Although we're not quite there. Almost. Cardinals patient in their approach to this possession. Up 9-1 with under 10 to play opening half, and shot wide, and it belongs on the far side to Scranton. Scranton with it. Nice pass into the middle and a goal converted out in front of the net. And that's Emily Zadny on the tally. As she puts the Cardinals in double digits. Pocket of the stick is good, and or is it? Hold on one moment. Timeout, one moment. I'm not sure if they're going to count this goal. Oh, but they will. So it is Zadny on the goal, at least according to the stadium officials. So as it stands, it's 10-1. Richards Clerk will try to win this possession for the Cardinals. That one's hit backwards and controlled by the Pioneers on the far side. Here comes Carroll. Been slow going early on. The only goal scored by Ritter, who has possession there on the far side. You see streaking towards the right side of the screen. She worked up against Anicia Mattingly, and she's called for the whistle. January out in front. Slings it near side. Amanda Furr goes behind the net. Tough wall put up by the Cardinals. Shot, and it's knocked away by Schultz, and she makes her second save of the game. Puts it out in front, and here come the Cardinals. Zadny flies in. And the ball knocked away. It is. Scooped up by Schub. Lofted out in front. Knocked away by Richards Clerk. Tried it a second time and came up empty. That ball bounces ahead towards the sideline and safe from going out of play. Ground ball won by Carroll. That one taken by the Cardinals, and an infraction on the Cardinals. Penalty. There's a little bit of that win. Behind the net, now slung out in front. And left behind, the Cardinals pick it away. And a whistle will give it to the Cardinals upon the reset. 6:19 to play. And here we go again. Thanks for tuning in this afternoon to NCTV 17. I'm Kevin Jackman. Beautiful afternoon here in Naperville. Making a turn away from the net is Zadny. The ball lost up at the top by Maris. Taken away again by the Cardinals. Pushed ahead. Zadny looked like she wanted to back in, but instead slows it down. Gives off to Deachin. Near side, and that's Maris. Up at the top, and it's Truver. Cardinals have done this a few times. They've slowed played it and then gone to the middle, just like that. Whaling, her second goal of the game, and it's a 10-point lead for the Cardinals, 11-1.
Goal by number 12, Cassie Whaling.
So 11-1 the mark, and the Cardinals
number 11,
lead by 5. Make that lead with 5 minutes to go in the first half. And now the official signals up to the press box a running clock from here on out for as long as the Cardinals lead by 10. Had the pleasure of having the women's lacrosse team on this past week on the Cardinal Report. Maddie Moss and Maddie McHugh, a couple of Maddies, hopping on the show along with head coach Danielle Fiala. Talked about that trip they took out to California, and it sounded like a lot of fun. They had a house. They cooked meals as a team. They had seniors cooking meals. They had the freshmen cooking meals. One of the funniest things Coach Fiala had said was she kind of felt more like a mom than a coach, making sure dishes got done. Quite a handful, 16 children for a week, although these really aren't children. But the sentiment remains. That goal put in by Emily Zadney. No goal. They're going to wave off this goal, and Zadney's going to come off the field. Looks like one of the Pioneers got hit in the face pretty hard. It's always a fun time of year when you get a chance to listen to the stories from spring break for all the teams. I mean, the men's lacrosse team, make that men's golf team took a trip. Ohio and one of the Carolinas out in front and netted another goal. Whaling again. Cassie, I believe that is her third goal. Let's confirm that.
Goal by number 12, Cassie Whaling.
And it is her third. (12-1), 2:55 and counting down. Even though there is a stoppage in play, the clock will continue to roll as we wind towards the half. The men's golf team, they took that trip out there and they played something like 9 rounds in 6 days or 7 days. No rain is what they said, which is surprising this time of year. Even though you're out and away from the Midwest, it's still kind of up in the air if you're going to get good weather or not. Unfortunately for them, although it wasn't sunny and warm, it was at least dry, and those conditions are perfect for golf. Ground ball controlled, and this time it's Richards Clerk. She winds her way inside, trying to find a little bit of space, and an elbow on Richard Clerk, I believe. And she'll have to hand it off. She tried to clear some space for herself with the elbow. That's a no-no. And Carroll with the ball. Moss out in front and can't cleanly pick it off the turf as it's popped up in the air and won by Carroll, and now that whacked away by Scranton. She gives off, and it's to the near side. Richard Clerk underneath, and Whaling has it. And she dukes a move to the inside. Looked like Maris had made a clean break to the net. Nobody saw her. Scranton with it, cross to the middle, and no room there. So mission aborted. Now back on, and a whistle. And they'll call this against Carroll. And they're going to say the clock should continue to move, although right now it is stationary at 44 seconds. Goal just off. So no goal. Shu battled for the rebound, and it is won by NCC. Take that back. It is not. Shu had to scramble to get back just in case there was a turnover there, in which case there was, but she was allotted enough time to get back. Maris, 6 seconds left, loses the ball towards the far sideline, and that'll do it for the first half of play. Time has expired, the first 30 minutes in the books, and we will go to a break on NCTV 17. The second half coming up in just a little bit. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more Carroll Lacrosse. Welcome back to NCTV 17. Second half of play will begin in just a moment. And away we go. I take that back. Away we don't go. It'll belong to the Pioneers. Running clock for the second half. 12-1. Cardinals with the advantage. They've scored early, often, and at will. Pioneers have not been quite so fortunate on the offensive end. Just one goal to this point, and that is owned by Amanda Ritter. Make that Ariana Ritter. Kat Schultz has only been challenged 3 times, one of which was by Ritter. The other 2 she was able to knock away. Is Carroll a little bit more patient this time with the lacrosse ball. Beautiful day. A lot of wind, though. Good day to play baseball if the wind's blowing out, I can tell you that. That ball's got past Schultz and into the net. It's a 12-2. Second goal of the game for the Pioneers.
Goal by number 7, Betty Koenig. Assisted by number
That was
4,
Betty
Jenny
Koenig.
Murphy.
Who's one of 3 players from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. Schub, Koenig, and Ritter. All from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. Koenig a junior, the other are sophomores. They even have a player from Ireland on this Pioneer team. Amy Kyle from Temple Patrick, Ireland. Emily Zadney passing to the middle, and it makes its way all the way through, and almost a fortunate bounce as there's an infraction on the Pioneers out in front of the net. Now this Carroll team has Illinois, Wisconsin, California, Minnesota, and Ireland represented. North Central, meanwhile, has Indiana, Illinois, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Tennessee. I always find it fascinating exactly where the breakdown is for rosters, especially in Division III, because it tells you a lot about where teams are recruiting from, or maybe looking, or where they know that certain talent stockpiles may be. This ball belongs to the Pioneers. For instance, the track and field team has quite a few people from California. Adam Lundquist last year, his brother Caleb Lundquist this year. Spencer LaHaye, who's now an All-American pole vaulter after taking 3rd in the indoors. He's from California. And whistle, and the Cardinals will still have it on the restart. Here comes the Cardinals and a quick U-turn out. 26 minutes to go. Cardinals with a 10-goal lead. That's Truver going outside, and now again, Pioneers not allowing any penetration, and they take it away as well. Pioneers have played much better here in the last 4 minutes. Whistle against NCC. whistle, and looks like Cardinal will have to sit. Another whistle. Very slow play here in the second half, and the Cardinals will have to back out of once more. Now the Pioneers can turn this back into a normally clocked game if they can net a goal here. Schultz denies the shot attempt, gets down to a knee and blocks it from getting past her. So now here comes the Cardinals blitzing up the field. Long pass intended for Zadney is complete. Another long pass, and Maris allows it to sneak through, and that'll find its way out of play. Cardinals haven't scored in this second half yet. Richards Clerk right there, spins, puts it on goal, and Shub knocks it away, and she has it. Nice stop there from the sophomore. Turnover. Lofted ahead, 3-on-3. That one blocked at the net and unable to pick it up, and a whistle against Carroll. And Shub has to leave the net. I mean, if you don't score here, you might be doing it wrong. That's a little too easy. Cardinals' first goal of the second half. And it's Scranton who scores on an empty net. Scranton's third goal of the game, matching Whaling for the team lead and the game lead as well, as they've both personally outscored Carroll. Picked up by the Cardinals as they control it. It was early on in the second half, Carroll who seemed to have a bit of momentum. Lofted ball towards the middle and popped up. Carroll will have possession. Pioneers even scored their second goal of the game and made it 12-2, and it looked like maybe they had come out with a different strategy that could work against this North Central team, but since then, the Cardinals have quieted the Pioneer attack. That one soars out of bounds. Scranton has it upon the restart. And a whistle again. That one called against Laura Hamilton. Maddie Moss with it. She makes her way to straightaway. Moss backing out just off to the left of the screen, and now she makes her way back in. Loses it, and it's taken away by January. Nice pass through a couple of Cardinals. And here come the Pioneers as we approach 20 minutes left in our game. If you're just tuning in, the Cardinals with a 13-12 lead, and they compiled a 12-1 advantage going into the half. Scranton with the game's first 2 goals. She just added another a moment ago on an empty net. The Cardinals have gotten contributions across the board. 2 from Maris, another from Truver, 3 from Whaling, Maddie Moss with 1, Emily Zadney with 1, and Jessica Dietjen with 2. Looks like this should be a one-on-one situation with Kat Schultz in goal. Oh no. Instead they back out. And Amanda Gibble with it. Pioneers coming into this game with 2 wins on the season. The Cardinals are 8-4, and they're perfect in conference after just a single game. Trying to move to 2-0 in conference. NCC would really like to take that next step. They have to compete with Carthage to do that, and Illinois Wesleyan as well, and perhaps even Dubuque, who's 8-5 this season. Last year, the Cardinals making it to the conference tournament, and there they competed hard, but fell to Illinois Wesleyan by a 9-6 score. And talking to the team this past week, they want to get back there, and they want to see the Titans again. They want a little bit of payback. He said, we won't just get there. We don't want to just get there. We want to get there and we want to win. We want to take that next step as a program and not just be one of the top 3 or 4 teams in the conference, but be the top team. Of course, that's always the goal for every team, but the Cardinals might actually be poised to take that next step this year. The true test will come when the Cardinals go down to Rock Island this upcoming week to face Augustana, and then next Saturday, which will be here on NCTV, the Cardinals take on, guess who? Illinois Wesleyan. That'll be a big game, and a whistle out in front, and it looks like shaken up on the play is Gibble. And they'll clear the crease and the surrounding area. And Schultz almost let that one get through. Goes to the near side, and that one making its way towards the sideline, kept from going out. Nice job there by the Cardinals. That was Rebecca Clausen. Streaking in is Paige Nadherney. And she'll make her way all the way around. She's going to keep running. She gives off to Whaling. Whaling middle, Zadney. Tic-tac-toe, and the Cardinals are up 15, make that 14-2.
Goal by number 22, Emily Zadney, with assist by number 12, Cassie Whaling.
Cassie Whaling on the assist as the Cardinals take a 14-2 lead and a timeout taken. And the Cardinals are the ones to take it. We'll be back on NCTV 17. And we're back following the timeout taken by North Central, who has now taken a 14-2 lead, 16:20 to play. And again, it is worth mentioning, it is a running clock, so any whistles that you hear from here on out will stop play, but it won't stop time. Cardinals again whiz right in, and it's Emily Zadny netting another goal. 15-2. Zadny having a nice day. Third goal of the afternoon. Also has 4 assists.
Number 22, Emily Zadny, assisted by number 11, Christina Truder.
So the Cardinals continue to add on. And now 3 players with 3 goals apiece, and that would be Scranton, Whaling, and now Zadny. Wish we could give you an update on baseball, but live stats simply aren't coming out of Carroll. Takeaway for the Cardinals and thrown ahead, but it is not a completed pass from Maddie McHugh. And a whistle will give the ball to the Pioneers. McHugh, a freshman who also plays on the basketball team. Also a triple major? How do you find the time? I know I couldn't have. Pretty impressive. Cardinals in the zone, Emily Zadny in. And that is a quick goal right out in front. Cardinals net yet another. And it's Whaling this time on the tally.
Goal by number 12, Cassie Whaling, assisted by number 22, Emily Zadny.
Zadny on the assist again. – 16-2, 13:40 to play. How about the women's tennis team? Final meet of the season was against Aurora University on Friday, and they didn't just win that one. They demolished the Spartans. 9-0, and the individual scores are even more staggering. Top double pairing of Kelsey Forkin and Claire O'Connor won 8-1 at the number 1 position. Katie Drone and Marissa Calder DePietro with an 8-2 win. And then the 3 double pairing with an 8-1 win. And then on top of that, the singles players, Drone won 6-1, 6-0. So did O'Connor. Forkin 6-2, 6-0. And then Calder DePietro won 6-0, 6-0. I mean, that is just domination right there. And with that, the Cardinals closed the season with an extremely solid record of 12-7. Put on goal by Zadny. She's trying to scoop it in, try to kick it in, it looked like. But access denied. That's going to be a turnover. The Cardinals will have it again. Cardinals passing it around the horn as they wind towards 10 minutes to play. But how about some of these stats? The seniors, that was their final meet for the women's tennis team. And Forkin is the all-time wins leader at multiple positions. 68 victories over her career. O'Connor is third in the school history with 57. And Katie Drone's 46 wins at the number 1 position is pretty solid itself, considering the fact that it's second in program history. It's a large chunk of talent that will be leaving the roster next year. The Cardinals will certainly be missing them. Another goal. NCC racking them up now. This time it belongs to Maddie Moss.
Goal from number 19, Maddie Moss. Assisted from number 11, Christina Truver.
Truver with the assist, and the Cardinals now lead 17-2. Thank you for tuning in today to this production of Cardinal Lacrosse here from Benedetti Worley Stadium. Beautiful afternoon. Hopefully you get a chance to enjoy this at some point. Maybe you have us on outside. That would be the best combination, wouldn't it? Feels like summer is just not quite yet there. You know, we're probably going to dip down to the 40s at some point soon, right? Collision at the 20-yard line between McHugh and a Pioneer player. Finally, whistle on the freshman. Carroll working behind the net with 9 minutes to go, as they've scored once in each of these two halves. Continuing our trip around the athletic campus of North Central, as access denied towards the net by the Cardinals. Men's tennis has been winding to a close and doing so in dominant fashion. They just beat Aurora 9-0, improving to 8-4 on the season. They went out to North Carolina and won 4 matches, including against a preseason ranked team. Left behind, Cardinals pick it up, and a penalty on NCC, so it'll come the other way. But boy, did this Cardinal tennis team kind of come out of nowhere. They had some talented seniors on this team, but they also found some really good young talent in Tyler Hazel and Tyler Broussel. Alex Kohlmeyer's a junior. But the three-headed monster of Alexander Vasic, Victor Kruger, and Connor Sass, all of which are seniors. Take that back, Kruger's a sophomore. But that veteran presence that he brings, pretty impressive. Carroll with the ball, bunched up on that far side. North Central has been dominant today, 17-2. That's the only way you get to that kind of score. As Jones not allowed in. Carroll continues to work to try and get this third goal. They got it pretty quickly in the second half. And this is really just their second chance working around the crease in the last 25 minutes. That was a good chance, but deflected away, and Richards Clerk comes away with the ball. Nice little sidewinding shot and a block by Shub in net. Richard Clerk picks it up. Deachin, nice move. And again, Shub deflects it straight up and out. And a whistle will stop play for the moment. A collision near the net, and everyone's all right. Pass taken away by NCC. Up at the top. Truver, far side. To the middle, and Truver can't quite sneak it past Shub. She has been standing tall in the last few moments. Defense hasn't helped her out much with a bevy of turnovers right in front of the net, but now they finally get free and shake loose of the Cardinals. Pass towards the middle, complete. The momentum continues towards the net. Nice move made by Amanda Furr, and a whistle on North Central. Should give her a free shot at the net, essentially. 4 minutes remain in this contest. By the way, Camille Segisio has checked in goal. Number 99 in place of Kat Schultz, playing in the second half. Wind picking up here at Benedetti Worley Stadium. And a nice save by Segisio. Popped up and controlled by NCC. They have 3 minutes and 15 seconds to waste before this game is over. Nice little move by Maddie Moss. Clean feet. Ahead to Emily Zadney. Nice pass, just a little behind, and now complete to Maris. But the shot just off the mark, and it belongs to Carroll. Turnover, and this one saved from going out of bounds. No, it did not. It will go out of bounds. In the corner, controlled by North Central. And another whistle. Lots of breaks in this game. Cardinals have worked right through it and dominated from start to finish. Coming out and up top is Deachin. Slides past a pair of defenders, and a foul on the Cardinals, I believe. Well, the Cardinals will have a test. They'll have a really good one soon. In 4 days against Augustana, and next week on Saturday against Illinois Wesleyan. Back-to-back opportunities to show exactly what they're going to be made of this year in the CCIW. We'll have the game next Saturday. That's a 1 o'clock start here from Benedetti Worley Stadium. Boy, I'm looking forward to that one. That one should be a lot of fun. Retribution may be on the mind of the Cardinals when they step on the field a week from today.
One minute remaining.
60 ticks left as the Cardinals just try to milk the clock. Richards Clerk backs out. I don't know if the Cardinals are going to try and put a shot on goal or just try and allow this to end with a fizzle. It bounces away, and Carroll comes away with it, and it's popped up, and North Central will have it. Zadney will force the issue, and her shot is well errant. That one bounces all the way, I think, to Chipotle down there. 12 seconds left, and that should just about do it. Here from Benedetti Worley Stadium, the Cardinals come away with a 17-2 win against Carroll. They improved to 2-0 in conference play, 9-4 overall. And there's the final buzzer. Cardinals in good shape as they head down to Rock Island Wednesday and then return home to take on Illinois Wesleyan come next Saturday. We hope you join us for that second game. Illinois Wesleyan, 1 o'clock start right here on NCTV 17.
Thank you for your continued support of Cardinal Athletics.
For our in-house producers, Carl Schultz and Rachel Glover, and my in-house producer, Chris Picciolo, and cameraman, I'm Kevin Jackman saying so long from Benedetti Worley Stadium. The Cardinals victorious 17-2. We'll see what they can do in the upcoming week. We'll see you next week right here on NCTV 17.